Hey, what's up? It's Frank here. My name is Frank Lavinia, and just with a little bit of an early Monday morning stream to get the week started off right. We are kind of pushing up here in the U.S. against next week is Thanksgiving. At least I think it's next week. So I figured I would get on that stream discipline and start the week right, and share with you all a video that I saw that is just it's very interesting to see kind of this metaverse stuff take off. And let me share my screen. Hopefully you can see my window there. Couple of things. I highlighted it on franksworld.com. A lot of interesting stuff, including some stuff about Python, but more to the point in this Metaverse Monday theme, that this video I think starts off with a little bit of clickbaity type title. And hey, I see I got a chat. Hey, do I want to become famous? By followers and viewers. You know what? I used to get mad when spammers would invade my streams or my chats or my comment sections. Now I just see that as an indicator of success, right? I am worth being bothered by spam bots. So also the AI engineer in me is seeing that, or whatever, is that they did not include bigfollowers.com and listed space.com with the intent of getting past some of the filters. So these are the things that go through my head. All right. So even though the title is a bit clickbaity, what's interesting about this particular YouTube video is that the point of the article was that the point of the article is that when you think metaverse, right? We right now we think Facebook or Meta, right, primarily, but and then a little bit of Microsoft, AWS, Amazon has not really made any announcements in that space yet. Although I can't imagine that they're going to sit on the sidelines for very long. But what's interesting there is that there's this whole aspect that's in the video from NVIDIA in terms of what their plans are. And they call it the Omniverse, which essentially is a big digital twin project. And they were talking about making a digital twin of the world to simulate climate. A lot of fascinating stuff. And I think this is where a lot of people, when they hear metaverse or they hear VR and they hear this, the immediate assumption is that it's about entertainment. It's about education, maybe, or the consumer experience. One of the things that I really saw writ large with HoloLens is the enterprise applications for mixed reality. It sounds silly, when you at first blush, but when you experience the demo and you experience what's possible in terms of remote assistance and things like that, there were customers that I had when I worked at Microsoft that they would have the $100 an hour plus plumber basically sitting in one location, and then you would have more affordable resources on site at these various apartment complexes and stuff. And with the HoloLens, kind of show them what's going on so that they would be able to dispatch the proper equipment, or here's the real cost savings, solve the problem right then and there. So that was an interesting use. There's obviously a number of uses for HoloLens. I'm not going to belabor that point, but what really struck me was kind of what NVIDIA's talking points are, and I never really thought about it. And I have to say, in terms of transforming themselves, NVIDIA went from being quote unquote just a GPU manufacturer to where I think they're going to play a major role in artificial intelligence. They're going to play a major role in seems like digital twinning, IoT, and networking hardware, and possibly the metaverse too. I think they have a really big opportunity in that space to grow and expand. So I just wanted to start the week off with that. I kind of caught this discussion over the weekend. Was really kind of stewing on it in terms of what's possible here. Um, as you can see, I've been busy this weekend. Frank's World is at 85 posts for the month. Um, Part of it is my obsession with being one of the best bloggers out there. The other is, the tooling I built to help me support my mission to be the best blogger out there. Um, so there's definitely a lot to be learned from some of these announcements in the metaverse. One, it's not just social network plus plus or social networking v next, although there will be a component of that. It's not just video gaming v next. I think the metaverse, one form or the other, is going to be the standard for how we interact with machines. Now, I know that sounds like a bold prediction, but I will say that if you go back to prior to the invention of the smartphone or the widespread use of the smartphone, when you think about how we interacted with the internet or the web pre-smartphone, right? So we'll say maybe like 2008-ish, right? iPad came out in 2010. The things we do with our smartphones that we take for granted, shopping, right? Had a router, and one of the antennas broke off, and I was like, oh. And then I just, with a click of the mouse, or not even the mouse, right? I just picked up my phone, did a search for replacement antennas, and a couple days later it shows up. In the past, I'm not talking like the dinosaur days, right? It probably would have meant I'd have to get a whole new router, because if I went to like Best Buy or whatever and asked for, they probably wouldn't sell it, and I would have to go there, and it just would not have happened as quickly. Let me put it that way. And also the ability to stream music. I remember the first time that I was able to, from my car, wasn't driving, uh, download a song, like, and play it. Right. I think it was from might have been the Zune app on my Windows phone. Right. Like, but it was just still like revolutionary, because there was a time if you had a long road trip, you had to, take tapes with you or CDs with you. But now, as long as there was an internet connection, you can have access to any song that was online. I know that sounds very far from the idea of the metaverse, and that's the point. Mobile technologies change the way we interact with the internet. Social networks change the way we interact with each other in the internet, and arguably in real life. There's been some real life consequences, good and bad. I think the metaverse is that type of shift. What will it look like? I don't know exactly. I can't imagine a world where we're all kind of like, have those headsets on, because those headsets do get annoying. It'll probably be some kind of augmented reality, or will it be kind of like, an Xbox or a PlayStation? You sit down at home and you kind of play the game that way. I'm not exactly sure exactly how that's going to line out, but I will tell you this is going to be a big deal. And that talk, my dog has an opinion she wants to share. That talk, this video where they talk about the predictions, it's that way, was pretty interesting in terms of what NVIDIA is doing, right? Facebook has pretty much put all their cards out on the table. Microsoft has put some of their cards out on the table in terms of what their vision for the metaverse is. But it was the NVIDIA one that really blew my mind in terms of what they have going on. So I think that it's still a cutting edge technology. Who knows what that's going to look like? But right now, the next Mark Zuckerberg is probably sitting around in a college dorm somewhere, or in a garage, in a basement, in an apartment somewhere, that will build something for this. But if you kind of look back and you think, oh, I missed this opportunity, that opportunity is now for the metaverse. So with that, I'm going to end the stream and wish you all